Good evening, everyone. I hope you had a very productive day. Well, my day has been, I don't know, it has been mixed. But it's a productive day, I will say, but it's a very busy day. So let's just get this done with. So let me share my screen now. So good evening, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be with you here again tonight. I know we started the journey yesterday, and I've gone through I've been following and going through your discussion on your various accountability groups. Actually, as a matter of fact, that has been what part of what has been keeping me busy today. I've learned a lot from several of you, that especially the groups that are very interactive. I don't know the group by name again, but the group that is led by somebody Crusader. I saw a very brilliant input in that group, and as well also I saw some groups that have done nothing, literally nothing. They have not done this assignment, this task that we are giving it to you. I don't know what the group leaders are doing. Well, as I said yesterday, it's a horse and a river thing. So the highest thing we can do is to bring you to the stream. We can't force you to drink water. So um we are all matured guys already, so we don't need to force you to do stuff. But be rest assured that we are watching, and that people that are not following or that are not ready to follow can maybe excuse us this year, maybe come back next year. So if you don't know, after these two sections, there's going to be a form of weeding. So some of you are going to drop out, and then we continue with the set of persons that are ready to follow us. So that is that. As I keep saying, this is a free program, but it's not a cheap program. It's a very, very expensive program. A lot of persons are sacrificing their time, sacrificing their resources, sacrificing their money to be able to pull this together. So if you don't see the need to be active and to actively participate, we as well may not see the need to leave you hanging. So even though it's one person that graduates from this program, we are very much happy. One thing we know, one thing we do here is we focus on quality instead of quantity. So an organization that want to say, okay, we train 1,000 people, and then we could not even see the impact on in 4 or 5 persons. So that being said, I don't want to waste most of our time. We have read for some of us that have read through the workbook that has been given us. It's just a tip of an iceberg. So you're going to be working with that workbook for the next 1 week. That's why I remember the project is going to be 1 week. So you're going to complete the remaining parts of the workbook. And this other part that you guys have discussed in your group, the one you did is a group discussion, but you're going to go back and reflect on it and do it by yourself, and then submit your output to us. Is that your output that will be graded as part of your activity for this particular module, or for this particular section of the program? So I know I've seen that a lot of you have engaged with the stories. You are bringing up brilliant points and brilliant items, which I wouldn't want to go back to today, because a lot of you are doing that. But one thing I want to quickly emphasize is that, when I was going through some chats in some groups, they were saying, okay, please let's be fast and pull this thing together, so that when they call on us, we'll have something to present. Well, if at this point you are still looking for something, if you are still doing something to present something, then you have actually misplaced your priority. If you're doing something because it's going to be graded, or because you want to have something to say, then it's a wrong mindset. It's a wrong learning expectations. By now, you should be able to learn and be able to see how you can apply it to yourself. That is the most important thing that we want you to do at the moment. So, having said that, yesterday we started talking about growth, and we explain what growth is, and then we talk about the different forms of growth, the different dimensions of growth. We also talk about the difference level, or in terms of the growth adventure, and then we also talk about We talked about the mind, talked about the power of the mind. We talked about the seed as an example of the mind, and then we began by introducing to us what the mindset is. And one thing we emphasized yesterday, or where we stopped yesterday, is the fact that your mindset is like a mental framework that guide your attitude. And we explained that when we say the mental framework, it is one thing that is going um to determine whether or not. Oh, sorry, I want to check out something. Somebody is pulling something out that is not supposed to be. Okay, so now today we want to continue our discussion and probably round up what we started talking about yesterday. So we talked about the mindset, and we talked about mindset being the framework, and we said that your mindset can be altered. You can decide to change your mindset over the years. So the big question we want to look at is, what are the different types of mindsets? You might remember yesterday I talked about something that differentiates different category of people is the kind of mindset they carry. So I broadly divided into two angles. We have those that has what we call the fixed mindset. And what does fixed mindset mean? Fixed mindset believes that nothing, just as the name implies, it not what will be. It can be changed. What do I mean? I'll give you an example. Somebody with a fixed mindset believes that if he doesn't have the capacity to do something, there's nothing else he's going to do. They believe that some persons are born to be great, while some are born to be servants. Fixed mindset believes that um, um, they put themselves in a cage, they put themselves in the bottle, and they are satisfied remaining in that bottle. Okay, so that is one thing about people with a fixed mindset. They believe that the qualities that people possess in terms of intellectual capacity, in terms of ability to succeed, cannot be changed. So, and since it cannot be changed, they rather leave things the way they are. So they tend to avoid challenges and then give up easily when they meet obstacles. Now, yesterday, if you have read through our story, you will notice that Enyo has a growth mindset, but at the point, his parents has a fixed mindset. They believe that because Enyo was not born with a silver spoon, or because Enyo does not have the capacity before they don't have the capacity to train their child to the desired course that he wants to study. As a result of that, he just give up on his dream of studying robotics and just follow what he can find. The truth is that you may be quick to say, but me, I don't belong to that thing. No. But we're going to be looking at some things that make you that will show that yes, you belong to a fixed mindset. To belong to the people that are in the fixed mindset. So, but one thing I want you to understand about fixed mindset is that they are people that lives within their mind is caged, and they believe that things cannot change, even though things can change, can't change easily. And since things cannot change easily, there's no point trying to change things at all. So they believe if you are born, some persons are born to be poor, others are born to be rich. Some persons are born to be intelligent, others are born to be dumb. Some persons are born to top the class, others are born to be at the bottom of the class. Now, I'm just giving examples. That they fail to realize. One thing that the people with the fixed mindset fail to realize is that everybody is born with their unique ability. All right? Everybody is born with their unique ability. It was Albert Einstein that said, if you measure the success of a fish by how fast he can climb a tree, he will spend the rest of his life thinking that he is dumb, thinking that he's stupid. Why? Because fishes are not meant for the tree, they are meant for the river, right? So people with fixed mindset don't look at things from that angle. They don't look at the possibility that, see, I may not be good with books. I may not be good with reading. I may not be good with memorizing, but I could be good in something else. I could be good with music. I could be good with art. I could be good with doing handy stuff. For instance, now I love books. I love to read books. I love things that are intellectually taxing. But if you give me anything that have to do with me using my hand, like to build something, to construct something, to fix something with my hands, you can't find me there. I don't have that intellectual capacity. Not that I can't build, but I don't have that. My strength is not in the area of building stuff. So if I had studied engineering, that is building machines and the rest, I would have struggled for the rest of my life, right? So there are some persons that they are very good with hands. They are handy. Their hands, they can do stuff. And there are some persons that prefer to think. I'm more of a thinker. I think through. I'm more of a thinker than a doer, so to say. So if you give me a situation, I can think through it. I can give you several ideas how you can help yourself to grow, how you can improve your business, how you can. But when it comes to real actions, come let's do it. Like okay, let's code, let's build it. You cannot find me there because that is not my area of strength. Now I say this to explain the fact that people with fixed mindset doesn't understand that they put everybody in the same cage, and once they put everybody in that their cage, and if you cannot fit into that their cage, then there is nothing you can do about it. That is one thing. That's one of the major characteristics of people that have a fixed mindset. Now the other kind of mindset is, which is what our focus is going to be on today, or for the rest of this program, and which is what I invite everybody to develop, is what I call the growth mindset. Now, those guys, these are the people who believe that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. They are the ones who will not allow their background to put their back to the ground. They are the one who will not wait for light. I know there are some persons here that because this program is coming on and they know they are not going to have light close to this program, they will charge their phone, they'll put off their phone, they'll keep it aside because they want to come to this program with their phone charged. And there are persons in this place who doesn't have access to, who doesn't have light, but they have power, but they decide to use their phone, and the time for the phone to come and they start complaining. Now, these are the different people with different form of mindset towards something. And the program, and I remember something when I finished when I graduated from my first degree, and I was supposed to be retained because I graduated with a first class by God's grace, and not even the first class. I graduated with the first class as the best in the school. So according to the rule, I was supposed to be retained back on my campus to serve as graduate assistant. Like automatic job. That's what they said after my service year. So during my service year, my HOD called me and asked me. He thought I was done with my service, but I told him that I'm not done with my service. He said, okay, once I'm done with my service, I should come down. So before I could finish my service, my HOD left and they brought a new person. And the new person they brought did not know me because they brought him from another place. So when I came with my certificate and told him the arrangement we have had, he said, no, he was not aware of anything like that. Nobody told him anything like that. So I was kind of discouraged. But one of my senior friends, when I called one of my mentors, he told me something. He said, Nick, the same energy you put in to graduate with a first class, if you put that same energy into anything you are going to do, you also make a first class in life. I will not forget that particular statement. You know, why am I bringing this? People have a growth mindset in a thing, it reflects in every other thing. That is why you discover that people who are lackadaisical to life is because of the kind of mindset they have. People with fixed mindset they are the easygoing ones that just the way I told you. But people with growth mindset, you discover that whenever they find themselves, they want to be the best, and that's the secret of the top 1%. Whenever they find this, they want to bring out the best they can. They want to, and to me, that's what excellence means. Excellence is not becoming better than the other person. No, excellence is becoming better than yourself. It's bringing out the best in you. So if the best you can provide is going to give you an A, that's excellent. If someone has the capacity to release a 10 and the person releases an 8, and somebody has the capacity to release the 6, and the person released the 6, the person who released the 6, though lower than the person who released the 10, is more excellent than the person, I mean, though lower than the person who released the 8, is more excellent than the person who released the 8 but can release 10. So excellence is bringing the best of your ability. Now, and what does greatness mean? Greatness means is that if the best of your ability cannot give the desired result, what do? You increase your ability. If the best of your skill cannot give you the scholarship you're looking for, then you continue to build your skill until you're able to position yourself to outcompete every other person for the scholarship or for the opportunities you're looking for. So that is the growth mindset. So when people with growth mindset, come across a problem or come across a challenge or they fail, doesn't mean they don't fail, they fail. But when they fail, they see that, oh, look, I may not have done well this time around. I will try again. All right. So these are they see challenges as opportunities to grow. And they learn from their mistakes. So these are the two major mindsets that people agree. The question now I want you to ask yourself is which part of the quadrant do you belong? Is it the person with the growth mindset and the person with the fixed mindset? Now, that will take me to the next question. Do I have a fixed mindset? How do you know if you have a fixed mindset? The first thing is, if you are the one that always avoids challenges, you are looking for what is comfortable. You don't want anything to touch your life. You don't want any problem. Come this life, come suffer. If you are that kind of person, I know if you kill myself kind of people, I know if you kill myself kind of people. They don't do difficult things. They do things that are easy. Then you have a fixed mindset. And guess what? As I always tell people that, see, great people don't do easy things. They don't do it. They look for ways to do difficult things in easy ways. I say it again. Great people are not people who do easy things. They are people who do difficult things using easy method or easy principle or they look for easy ways to do difficult things. So if you are the one that consistently avoid what is difficult, you're always tending towards what is great. That means that what is easy. That means you flow with life. Life will always take the path of least resistance. Water flows from the top to the down, not from down up. Osmosis, diffusion, we're told that is the movement of molecules from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. Even current flows from high voltage to low voltage, right? So whenever there is, life taught us that life follows easy ways. They follows easy path. So that is why when you follow easy path, you are following the multitude. You are following what majority of the people are doing. That means you don't have a unique selling point. You don't have a competitive advantage. People who stand out are people who go against the norm. They are people who do difficult things. Okay, so if you are the person that always avoids challenges, any small thing you avoid challenges, you start an application, because you saw that application demands you to write essays, you dump it, you just leave it, you don't continue again. You start this program because you start your network is not good, you just decide, you just forget about it, you don't continue, you don't want to suffer yourself, you just want to do the easy things. Then you have a fixed mindset. You prefer to stay in your comfort zone rather than to try out new things, rather than to try out things that are not within what you define easy. The second thing about them is that they are the people who are afraid of failure. Now, I'm not saying that you should not. Everybody fears failure. I fear failure too. I hate to fail. All right, but what your fear of failure help you to do determines whether you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. Now, if you avoid doing something because you are afraid of failing, you have a fixed mindset. But if you decide to learn, and become better because you are afraid of failing, then you have a growth mindset. So there are two different paths for this kind of persons. So if your fear of failure leads you to avoid doing things entirely, fixed mindset.
If your fear of failure leads you to start learning more, to increase your capacity, to build your capacity, to develop yourself in order to be able to meet up to the standard, you have a growth mindset. I know there are some persons that I'm going to talk about that too. Imposter syndrome, that syndrome. There are some persons that they will never even attempt. I was talking to a friend. If the friend said he wants to study abroad and that I should let him know how am I able to study. By special grace of God, I have not spent after my postgraduate, after my my BSc degree, I have not spent a single dime studying any of the courses I studied abroad. One naira I didn't pay. All of them were fully funded opportunities. So when I wanted to tell him that he said he wants to relocate abroad and that he wants to be able to come through, I told him, why don't you apply for scholarship? No, he said no, scholarship is not for people like us. Who told you scholarship is not for people like you? That's the problem. So the person have already concluded within his mind or within his jurisdiction that because he's afraid that he's not going to succeed if he applies for a scholarship, he completely refused to apply for scholarships. And it's not just scholarship. There are some jobs that you may not be like 70% up to the task, but because you don't meet up to the requirement, you refuse to apply. Not just that you refuse to apply, you refuse to do anything about it again. But people with growth mindset will apply. Because you apply does not mean you succeed. You will fail in that application, but you will learn and you go back again. Now, I applied for Tony Elumelu Foundation 2 times. It was the 3rd time that I won. The first time I did not get in. The second time I did not get in. But at every particular point in time, I continued to improve myself. I continued to improve my application. The 3rd time I got in. When I got in the 3rd time, it was very easy. And since then I have coached several persons that have gotten. Why? Because I did not just do it once I got it, but I did it several times. So I learned what not to do, and I'll be able to know what to do, and also be able to coach other persons. I got Commonwealth Scholarship last year. I got the Commonwealth Scholarship after my 3rd attempt. My first attempt was when I had not even finished my undergrad. I was in the final year when I made my first attempt for the Commonwealth Scholarship. My second attempt was during my service year. In those 2 attempts, I wasn't given. But when I made the 3rd attempt, I got in. And guess what? See, Commonwealth Scholarship is about 40,000 persons apply globally. 40,000 persons. And guess how many people they are picking per year? Someone should unmute and guess how many people they are picking per year out of 40,000. Anyone?
100.
That should be 400.
400. Who again?
Like
100 persons.
100 persons. All right. So you see that it's very difficult for you to even get into. It's very difficult for you to get into Commonwealth than getting into Harvard. What do I mean? So fear of failure. If your fear of failure drives you away from trying new things, you have a fixed mindset. But if your fear of failure drives you away from building your capacity, you have a growth mindset. The next thing is that people who have fixed mindset, they see people's success as a threat. As in, they are angry because you got scholarship, as if it's because you got scholarship that they didn't get. They are angry because your business is succeeding, as if their own business is succeeding because yours is not succeeding. That's why you see people with growth mindset, they are inspired with other people's successes. They are not discouraged by other people's successes. They want to learn. When people succeed, they want to learn. That's what I do. See, if any of my network got into something that I've been trying to get and I didn't get, I'll be very happy for the person. It inspires me. Number one, it tells me that, oh, if this person is in my network and the person is able to get in, that means it also means that I can get in as well. And then I ask question. I tell the person to coach me. So if people's success threatened you, you have a fixed mindset. If you just become unnecessarily envy, you're not there when they were preparing, you're not there when they were putting in the energy and the effort, but when they succeed, you become angry unnecessarily. You have a very fixed mindset. But if you are inspired by other people's success, you have a growth mindset. You know why? Because because inspiration gives you what you call a positive energy. Why envy comes with what? A negative energy. So and the kind of emotional or mental energy you carry determines your result the result you're going to get at the end of the day. The next thing is that people who have positive mindset, I mean negative mindset, or sorry, fixed mindset, are defensive. But when you tell them that they are wrong, they take it personal, and they are actually wrong. They don't want to take feedback. They don't want anything that will touch their little ego. They don't want positive feedback. And guess what? As a result of that, they surround themselves with psychopaths, people that will not tell them the truth. They surround themselves with people that will tell them what they want to hear, people that will tell them what they want to listen. Right? So if you cannot take criticism, you end up having people around you who will just tell you, even though you have messed up. If your friends, if you don't have friends that will tell you the truth and tell you, say, this one you have done is wrong, then you should look at your life. Then you should know that something is wrong with you. Okay, so they become upset and they take criticism personal, even though they are wrong. Another thing is that they desire to look smart. That's the irony, right? They are not smart. They just want people to think that they are smart. So they are satisfied with the appearance of smart instead of actually doing the real work to be smart. So they have a very glamorous and verbose social media presence. But when time you meet with them, discover that, oh, these guys are just empty can making unnecessary noises. So they invest themselves more into the appearance of smartness instead of actually working on themselves to be smart. And finally, the worst part about the worst thing about the fixed mindset is what I call the imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not good enough for this job, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not good enough to lead this group and there's nothing I can do about it. And you have a lot of reasons. The truth is that you have reason to do anything. Before you even start, you have already concluded that you're not good enough. I know there are some people here that while we have started, before they start, they have already concluded in their mind that they're not good enough to graduate. They'll tell themselves, oh, this does not belong to me. This is not mine. Okay? So these are the people with those different forms of mindset. Let's make, because I don't want to keep us here too long tonight. How do you develop growth mindset? That is the key thing. Now, please let me quickly say this, that we can't make you develop your growth mindset overnight. Somebody was asking a question that why is it difficult yesterday? Why is it difficult for people to develop their mindset? And I responded that, see, this mindset have built over the years. It has built over the years so you can't do it overnight. So if I tell you that after this meeting, you are going to move from a growth mindset, from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset automatically, and that means I am lying to you. Why? Because it is a gradual process. But you need to start from somewhere. You need to start from somewhere. So developing a growth mindset is not a relay. It is a marathon. Please, sorry, it's not really. It's relay I wanted to write. It's not a relay. What do you mean by a relay? A relay is a kind of run that when you run 100 meters, you give the baton to one person. Another 100 meters, the person runs another 100 meters, give the baton to one. No, it is a marathon. Marathon is a long distance race. It's a long distance race. So you don't run with your full energy. You do it gradually. It takes a process. It's slow and steady. So fixing your mindset, replacing a fixed mindset with the growth mindset cannot be done in a day. It cannot be done in a day. It takes a long distance to get it done. But you need to start from somewhere. That is the point of determination. And that's the point I want to introduce every one of us to tonight. You need to be able to tell yourself, see, now I have made up my mind that I don't want to have a fixed mindset again. Trust me, when you have a fixed mindset, you change so many things about your life. There are a lot of persons that I've met by special grace of God. I'm a growth coach. I coach persons about personal growth. And there's a lot of persons that that we have been able to work over the years. I'm like, wow, Nick, thank you for telling me this. I thought I'm not even qualified enough to get these things done. But by the time we begin to work with them, go through the process, all right, you can change your mindset. So you need to start from the point of mindfulness. The first step is what we are doing right now, awareness. You need to even be aware of the kind of mindset you have. You need to be able to find out the kind of. So that's why what we are going to be doing, the task that is going to you are going to find in your workbook is going to tell you what kind of mindset you have. You pass through that exercise, then you go through the process. So how do you develop positive growth mindset? The first one is that you need to start from identifying a passion. Now, one thing with success is that one success reinforces another. So if you do small thing, little thing well, it reinforces you to do another thing well. It reinforces you to do another thing well, and you continue to do. You begin to do big. Before you know, you begin to do bigger things. Nobody climbed a mountain by just moving one step and you're on top of the mountain. No, you take one step after the other, one step after the other. And if you guys know what's happening, you are at the summit of that mountain. So the first step to developing a positive mindset is to identify what are you passionate about. What do I mean by passionate? What are you going to do? What would you do for people for free? A lot of people don't even know what they're passionate about. You need to ask yourself, it's not what your friends think they're passionate about. It's not about what is trending. And that's the problem some people have. Because the crypto is trending, you go into crypto trading. They say what is trending now is software designing. You run there into software designing. They say what is trending now is no, you need to identify your area of passion. That is your area of strength. You know why? Because when you identify what you're passionate about, you do it with joy. Even though you fail with joy. And that is what a growth mindset is. A growth mindset is seeing failure not just as it's not a setback, but as not as a permanent setback, but as a temporary challenges that needs to be overcome. So start with 1, 2, or 3 passion and pursue them. Sometimes, but make sure that don't go and take passion that you need money to pursue. If your passion is traveling around the world, God have mercy on you. Well, you can even start by traveling around your village too. But what do I mean? What I mean is that you need to identify one thing that is passionate, not just something that you are passionate about and that is valuable to you, either to you or to the society. Valuable to you or to the society. So once you do that, the thing is that you need to learn you need to love learning. Truth is this, you can't grow without learning. You can't grow without learning. So you need to passionately develop love for learning. Why? Because when you develop love for learning, you begin to learn, that's when you have the capacity to work on your passions, because your passions are going to be working on determines that you learn how to put that passion into reality. So you need to love to learn. And that thing is that don't wait until you have succeeded, until you have made your first 10 million before you celebrate success. No, celebrate little success. Celebrate little success. I celebrate my little success, no matter how small. You may be seeing people celebrating big successes. Fine, they are in their own chapter 10. You are in your own chapter 1. So if you successfully finish your chapter 1 and they have successfully finished your chapter 10, congratulations to them. Celebrate your own chapter 1. Don't let what others are doing that is bigger than you affect you from celebrating your own. Some persons are comfortable with their phones until they see their friends using the bigger one. And when they see their friends using the bigger, they become angry. You have a fixed mindset. No, learn how to celebrate little success, no matter how small, along the way. Next thing is use the word yet more often. I'm not there yet. I'm not a millionaire yet. I've not traveled abroad yet. I'm not giving speeches and talking to people yet. My business is not successful yet. So you don't just say, the business must. No, use yet. What does yet do? Yet reinforces it. It gives you the awareness that, look, you have work to do. You have work to do. See, there's a disclaimer because you have a mindset, because you have a growth mindset that you can do something does not mean you will do that thing. Please, let's note that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that growth mindset is a magic one that you just say, oh, I believe that I can get scholarship. Then you go back and did not work towards getting scholarship. You will not get that scholarship. But when you say yet, the yet should be backed with actions. What do I need to get there? What do I need to get this done? What do I need to become better? And the truth is that, remember yesterday we talked about qualitative and quantitative growth. As you are working on your yet, you may not see the result, but the result comes overnight. Success can happen growth can happen overnight, but the process of growth does not happen overnight. It's overnight that people will make decision and say, we have made decision, you successfully want this 10 million naira grant. The first business I started with a World Bank grant. I just finished from the university. I just finished my service, and let me not go there. But I want to tell you the power of positive mindset and then working with that positive mindset. So when I saw the application for a World Bank grant, I was like, and I was applying. My friends were like, are you? What do you know that you're applying for a World Bank grant? In fact, I can remember speaking to one of my business mentors and told him, he gave me reasons why my business idea cannot work. But by the time I won the grant, he was the one that started helping me to put that business together. You understand? So I'm not saying that you should just have a positive mindset and do nothing about it. No. When you back up your positive mindset with yet, and then back up your yet with more actions. And then one thing I also want to mention is that your mindset are formed. It's like your mind is like a container. It doesn't form on its own. It's formed from the product you feed it. You can't pour a kerosene in a container and expect to pour out water. So you need to learn how to deliberately put yourself in an environment that helps you to grow your mindset, that help you to develop positive mindset. Some of you need to start changing your friends right now. I'm sorry, there are a lot of people I grew up with while growing up. I did not hate them. I did not stop talking to them, but literally because I had to outgrow them, because we are not operating at the same mental pedestal, they had to go. People does not have neutral effect on you. No, it's either they pull you down or they pull you up. And what you are going to become is going to be an average of who you are and the people you relate with. What do I mean by an average? If you average of 3 plus, sorry, let me say an average of let's say average of 3 plus 2 is 2.5. Average of 3 plus 2 is not 3, it's not 2. Do you understand? So the person that is 3 eventually becomes down to 2.5. And the person that is 2 eventually moves up to 2.5. So at the end of the day, if the people you're working with are always people that are lower than you, they will continue to pull you down. If you are a 3, always strive to work with people that are 4 or 5 so that you can increase, not people that are 2. But some of us, inferiority complex or ego will not allow us to relate with people that are ahead of us. We want to relate with those that feel like they are dumb, people that are below us. You don't know that you're wounding yourself by doing that. So surround yourself with friends that contribute to you, friends that spoil you, friends that when you talk, you don't just talk about the latest one, who is divorcing who on social media. No. We talk about what's the latest opportunity, what's the World Economic Forum doing, what is the Nigeria Economic Summit going, you talk about things that you're passionate about. If you're a music person, you talk about things that are passionate about music. I don't talk about music because I love music. I don't talk about music. I don't talk about sport. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to begin to surround yourself with people that after you find the average, at least you should be the one gaining. Does that mean that you should not relate with people that are lesser than you? Not at all. I have people that I know that they are not up to where they are looking up to me. I help to bring them up, but I don't spend all my life with them. I also spend my life with people that are higher than me, so that as they are taken from me, I'm also taken from somewhere. That's how you grow. That's how you reform your mindset. So some of you need to start changing friends. You need to start changing the kind of movies you watch. You don't watch movies anyhow. You don't just watch movies to laugh. You spend hours on reels laughing and laughing out your life. You don't use that time to do anything meaningful online. No. Use that time, invest in books, invest in audio books. If reading is difficult for you, invest in audio. I learn more from movies these days than I learn from books. All these things I'm saying doesn't require money. It has to you first of all, starting from somewhere. That's how you grow. That's how you build your positive mindset. Well, our time is fast spent already. So I think I'm going to stop here tonight and introduce us to the real work. Now, what I've just done is just an introduction to growth, to a growth or a positive mindset. There is a real work to be done. And guess what? You are the one that is going to do that work. It's not me. So if you want